Is this gonna be my villain origin story?
We have some interesting developments.
The challenge of the Blox-Off is the fact that you have zero time to prepare and you have absolutely no idea what you're walking into.
All right, are you ready?
No.
Welcome to The Blox, the greatest show on entrepreneurship.
Oh my God.
Shit's about to get real.
It is amazing!
Entrepreneurs from all walks of life have been chosen from across the country to compete to determine who is the greatest startup on the block.
There's 60 other people here that have good businesses that are here for a reason.
Oh shit, this is crazy.
They're competing in a series of workshops, one-on-one consults, pitches, and exercises graded, ranked, and quantified by world-class coaches whom have all proven themselves as entrepreneurial superheroes.
I am nervous to be in front of, 80 people that are here?
Had no idea what was coming next.
We haven't seen a Blox-Off yet. This is all new to me.
Essentially, I'm gonna be a guinea pig in this situation.
I'm just gonna go out there and do that to the best of my ability.
I'm very grateful, but I am also very, very scared because I don't know what's gonna happen.
Okay, these people won, and Casey, you're up. And I was just like, up for what?
So what is happening tonight is this is a long-form pop quiz, where half of it you are going to be giving us a definition of a phrase or a word, and then the second half of the answer needs to be how that word or phrase matters and is relevant to your particular company. So you ready?
My name is Casey Hoffman. My company is Valley Mountain Wear, and we are from Vail, Colorado. Valley Mountain Wear is an outerwear rental company, and we deliver outerwear to guests visiting Vail and Beaver Creek Mountain, which is in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. So we give access to people who want to get outside and don't necessarily have the proper equipment to do so. Outside of work, I like to do a lot of typical outdoorsy Colorado stuff. I go rock climbing, I'm really into canyoneering, I go paddle boarding, I love to hike with my dog, I go camping a lot, off-roading, I have a dirt bike, I go dirt biking, skiing obviously. I like to spend a lot of time outside, which is why a lot of us move into the mountains. So that's how I spend my free time when I'm not sorting through outerwear in an office.
What does build, measure, learn mean? And can you give us an example of how you have or will use this concept in your own business?
Build something, so you make something make a change. You find a way to measure it, which means you find a way to quantify it. It can't just be like, oh, that worked. You have to have measurable success, and then which is translating it into some sort of number format so that you can keep it quantifiable. And then you learn from that. So you then take those numbers and assess them and say, all right, did that work? Did it not work? Low scoring doesn't work, high scoring works. It's a very simple circular process, and then you do it again. If it worked, cool, then move on to figuring something else out. Something that I did with my process was pricing. I did that with. I had a very complicated pricing structure in the beginning. I thought people probably didn't care that much about how complicated my pricing was, so I simplified it, and I then was able to realize that my sales were not affected by simplifying that. I still got the same number of sales. People were still happy. They still gave me great value responses when I asked if they felt that they got a good value for the price, and then I learned from that, so I didn't have to then restructure my pricing again.
I think that I did well, but I definitely fumbled a few things. I definitely rambled a little bit and kind of danced around things, trying to get my train on track and my thought process back together. So I'm a little nervous about that.
All right, you ready? Come on out.
Hi, my name is Fimala Fleming. I live in Harlem in New York City, and my company's name is Nala Fitness. So I am a fitness instructor, coach for women who are trying to lose weight and that have tried millions of times over and over, specifically professional women. I target the mindset first as opposed to them going to the gym. So I work with them to build the body they want with the body they have. It doesn't start in the gym. Outside of that, my boyfriend and I, we hang out a lot, we travel a lot. I have a dog, I hang out with my sisters and my friends. I mean, New York City, there's always something to do. Outside of that, I volunteer for a company, it's called Soul Shopping. It's my boyfriend's nonprofit, so I volunteer with him. I also am an educational consultant. I coach teachers for inclusivity, and we manage Airbnb. My boyfriend and I, we do that together.
What is innovation accounting, and can you give us several examples of innovation accounting metrics you might use to measure your startup's improvement?
Innovative accounting is a non-traditional accounting system for us entrepreneurs, and all that is a non-traditional measure. So it is measuring anything other than revenue. For example, with my company, the way that I'm using that is I am measuring the online registrations, who's coming to my website, first of all, how long they're staying on the website, how long, whether or not they register for my masterclass, whether or not they attend my masterclass. From there, am I converting them into a client that is paying for my services? In addition to that, I am an innovative accounting method that I also use is my social media insights. I also have the ability to track the ads that I'm using and whether or not my clients, did they come from that ad? And a ton of other metrics that I have the ability to track because everything that I do is online. My voice was shaking. I think I started to talk really fast. I did my best not to ramble. I looked at the judges, they weren't smiling, so I decided to look into the crowd. So that really helped me to look at the crowd instead of the judges.
All right, come on out.
Hi, my name is Marcel Folk, and I own Wine Key Experience. Wine Key Experience is a DC-based catering company that has its own liquor license. What that means is I call it reversed catering. So we do really cool, innovative cocktails, and we do really simple, cost-effective food. I am a mom. I'm 36 years old, and I'm actually about to be a grandmother. I had my daughter when I was in high school, and I was told I would be nothing. And I worked my tail off to prove otherwise. But at the end of the day, she was my reason why and still is.
What is a split test, aka an A/B test, and how might you use one in your business?
So a split test is basically where you are sending out one type of price to half of your customers, maybe let's say $50. And then for another half of potential customers, you'd send it for $100. And you kind of just test out how they respond to it. How I would use that in my business to do a split test is I currently have 245 clients. I would take 120 of them, send them a mass email letting them know that I have my cocktail here available for pre-order, and I would set it for, let's say, a 4-pack would be $20 and see how they react to that. The other 120 customers, I would send a mass email, but I would change the price. I could make it either $16, I'll do 16, right? So we'll figure, okay, well, is the $4 extra to pay a big deal to somebody or is it not? And then I would take that data and then whatever group is actually purchasing or not, I'll see what does that profit look like? How many units are they purchasing? If they are buying the higher price, are they buying less of it? And if they're buying the lower price, are they placing a larger order? And then I would take that information and then relaunch again that way. Performing in the Blox-Off is definitely an experience that I'll never forget. I mean, being in front of 70 people, 70 business owners that are watching me answer questions about business, like, it's fantastic. At home, nobody wants to hear about business, but here they want you to talk about it.
All right, come on out.
Hi, my name is Chris Mari. I am a golf coach and digital content creator from Orlando, Florida. So essentially, I'm a golf coach in Orlando, and what happened was I was using social media to build up my golf coaching business, and I accidentally built a social media business on top of that. So now, instead of one business, I have two. Family life, all my family lives really far away, so anytime I get to spend with them is always a blessing. I live in Orlando, so obviously I love to go to the theme parks, and then honestly, I like creating content on both sides of the camera. I like being behind the camera, shooting content. I love being in front of the camera, just seeing what I can do just to entertain people.
What is product market fit? And what are signs that you are at product market fit in your particular business?
So product market fit is essentially where it's like you find exactly what you're looking for and it's working and sales are just killing it. So example of me in product market fit, at my facility I'm actually the lowest at my facility, but I actually let my clients take once a month lessons from me instead of once every week. So everyone's around $110, $115 an hour, but I'm $90 an hour. So for those guys, they're going to be taking lessons once a week, but for me, you're taking lessons once a month. It's the exact same content, but that way you're not spending that much on the front end and it gives you time to practice. Probably made a mistake or two, but the fact of the matter is I was there. I just happened to be on the stage. Like, that was probably the biggest thing. It was like, I got on, I was like, I got a podium finish somewhere, and that's great, fantastic. So whatever happened at that point happened at that point.
Come on out.
Yep. Yeah. All right. So I'm Bert.
And I am Det. We are the co-owners of Genius Potential Inc.
And we're representing New York. Let's go.
Yes, indeed. Long Island, what's up?
Let's go. We're an edutainment company.
Edutainment, all right? That's education meets entertainment.
And what we do is we help make learning stick by using pop culture, TikTok, hip hop culture, so that students connect with what they're learning in a culturally relevant way, and those lessons stick with them.
We meet them where they're at.
For me, I love so many different things. My first love is music. The first time I connected with anyone, I got invited to a party. I don't know how, but they played a beat. It was a Biggie beat. It was the instrumental part, and I got up on stage and I rapped. And for the first time, I felt seen. I felt validated. And so music is my first love, and I think that's one of the reasons we put music into our curriculum is how much passion we have behind it.
I'm here right now on like 1 hour of sleep because I have a newborn at home. So that's a very exciting new chapter of my life. So shout out to my wife at home. We went on our honeymoon not too long ago. That was super exciting. We love to travel. So we went to Kenya, actually did a really dope safari. So we're looking at lions and tigers and bears. No bears. But elephants, the whole nine, right? Giraffes, it was crazy.
What does build, measure, learn mean? And can you give us an example of how you have or will use this concept in your own business?
Wes, that's a great question. Build, measure, learn is really part of the lean ideology of first you have to create a minimum viable product of something. That could be part of the build, but the build is a new strategy that you can try that's not gonna take you forever to put into action, right? And you wanna do something that's you're burning to find out about, put a strategy to test the thing that you're trying to find out about it, look at the facts, learn from the results, and do that about 2,000 more times, right? How it applies to our business, is that the second part of the question? How it applies to our business is this. So one of the builds that we're looking at is using IG ads to drive people to a demo of our product and what we do. So here's the problem, guys. Don't nobody understand what we do, all right? We are an edutainment company. If I told you I put entertainment in the classroom, I use pop culture, hip hop, TikTok to make learning more accessible, you'd be like, that sounds cool, but what does it look like? So we drive people to a demo, and it's not a live demo, so me and Det are in pajama bottoms. If you know, you know. We got a virtual event producer showing people 20-minute clips of our programs that touch on financial literacy, social emotional learning, or college readiness in a cool way, right? And we get data from that and we try to convert the people that came to the demo, because when we've done demos, we've made about 6 figures doing these type of demos. The problem is getting people to attend. Email is getting kind of stale, so we want to try IG ads. So that's going to be something that we build. We're going to measure how are the IG ads doing. We're going to validate, right? We're going to do a little validation with the split testing, and then we're going to learn from the results, yeah. Oh my goodness, that was so nerve-wracking, and it was one of those things where I was just happy to be done with it, to be honest with you. And but I thought, you know, I represented our company well, and I hope the judges felt that way too.
All right, come on out. Heck yeah. Let's go.
My name is Spencer Powell. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. My company is the Grace Case Company. So I actually invented and created a slimline customizable engagement ring box. It's kind of meant to make your moment, whether you're holding a piece of jewelry for long term or just proposing, a lot more memorable and customized to your experience. I'm a full-time father, and that's really the most important thing. My daughter's mom actually passed away a couple years back, so really try and just kind of live my life and teach people to be happy, talk to people, and just kind of spread positivity in general, really.
What is a split test, aka an A/B test, and how might you use one in your business?
So a split test essentially would be testing two different, the same product in two separate ways with different variables. So I guess an example with my product, essentially, I could use different sorts of materials for the overall box, just to essentially make the baseline product. So if it's a stainless steel, or if I should just start and upgrade to like a silver, and just kind of start the baseline from that way, to just kind of get the best part, and then kind of go from there to tweak the other components. I went out there and kind of looked up at everybody, kind of freaked out for a second, and then he essentially just asked me a couple questions, which I was fully expecting him to do. But yeah, with the pressure and the spotlights and 70 people staring at you, that was something.
All right, come on out.
My name is Whitney Williamson. I'm from Cave Creek, Arizona, and I own the Center for Proper Protocol and Etiquette. I teach etiquette and manners to children, teens, adults, professionals. I teach them social skills. I teach them professional skills. These are concepts that they'll use for the rest of their lives in a variety of different situations. I have a daughter who's 9, Aubrey. She's amazing in my whole world. I'm a 5th grade teacher, so I work full-time and I work in the business full-time. I'm a full-time mom and a full-time partner. We have a horse that we board, so we spend a lot of time at the barn riding and working with the horses. And just living in Cave Creek, Arizona is really unique because it's out where we live is very deserty. So we get a lot of wildlife that's really cool to see and we can interact with. And it feels kind of like you're camping every day, which is unique.
What is innovation accounting, and can you give us several examples of innovation accounting metrics you might use to measure your startup's improvement?
Innovation accounting is really accounting for the startup business or the small business. It kind of goes against the grain of traditional accounting principles where you're just taking data from the spreadsheet and you're really personalizing it for your business. So as it pertains to the MVP, you are looking at customer acquisition costs, you're looking at Facebook clicks, you're looking for that customer feedback to tell you on a scale of 1 to 10 how valuable was this product to them. Would they come back and consume it again? So it really depends on your product and the marketing tools that you're using that you can take and get that information from. Thank God that's over. Thank God it's done. It was a feeling of relief, but also like reflecting on the whole day and going, oh my gosh, we've been here for so long. Reflecting on everything we did and everything we learned and went through, just taking that all in and absorbing it was a moment.
All right, everyone, come on out.
So in 7th place tonight, we have Wine Key Experience.
And a tie for 5th.
Tie for 5th. You go first.
Grace Case.
And Chris Murray Golf.
Sorry.
In 4th place, the Center for Proper Protocol and Etiquette.
And in 3rd place, Ms. Famala of Famala Fitness.
In 2nd place, Ms. Casey Hoffman with Valley Mountain.
So 1st place was Genius Potential.
Good choice.
We have some interesting developments. We have to figure out who's in the top 3 because those 3 people or teams are going to be wearing the red jersey tomorrow. And you might be thinking, well, it's got to be who got 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place tonight up here, right? And that's kind of why it's been a long day, but it's not that simple, and this is why. Some of the people got into the top 7 by the hair on their chin because they won the consult but didn't necessarily win the exercise. Meaning a lot of people scored very high and that just lost out by one little thing. And so there was a lot of people are really in this. We're like incredibly early in this entire game, all right? The 3 teams that will be wearing the red jerseys tomorrow in no particular order. Nala Fitness. The Center for Proper Protocol and Etiquette. And Genius Potential Inc. And with that, I'm out. Bye. Was today the first time that you had ever learned about the lean startup? Like, was this a brand new topic for you guys? And for those that it was a brand new topic, like, did it hit? Did it resonate? Did it work? Like, does it make sense? Like, walk me through that.
The perfectionism part of it, you know, like, I'm always trying to make everything perfect before I launch it, so that really, like, impacted me in that way.
Especially a designer.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of the issue. You have to learn how to compartmentalize that skill set that you have because it's not allowed to play in the other side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Kevin Holmes, and my company is called Holmes Creative Solutions. I do pretty much anything graphic design, but I specialize in branding for small businesses and funded startups who are looking for a collaborative and personalized branding experience. I have an amazing, supportive wife and an amazing 14-year-old daughter. We currently live in Southern California, but we'll be relocating back to Kalamazoo, Michigan this year. I love to play pool, drive fast cars, drink whiskey, smoke cigars, hang out with the family. I love to travel. That's probably my favorite hobby. Been all over the country, a couple other countries, and plan on visiting the whole world before I leave this earth.
So now I also found that, you know, I think I started lean, and now I'm not lean, and now I'm going back to lean.
Okay, and when we say lean though, are we talking like your frugality, or are we talking? Okay, now then we have to be careful about that. And for today's purposes, lean is just a synonym for we're using the scientific method to methodically test our way to the most optimal business model. But then other people do use the same exact word to mean lean as in you're not spending unnecessary cash. And I want you to be lean in both definitions. But the one you brought up would require a full another day and then another couple of bottles of wine. So we'll stick to the scientific method part, but we want you to do both.
So I'm Jose Zerba. I'm from Texas, and I work for Farmers Insurance. I'm an insurance agency owner. So I pretty much just try to save all our customers money, whether that be in life insurance, auto insurance, homeowners, pretty much everything except health. I do quite a bit outside of work. So I do enjoy like rock climbing. I haven't actually gone rock climbing. Like when I talk rock climbing, I'm talking about like the stuff that they do have available for us. I love soccer, football, UFC, you know, anything that has to do with sports, I love. I've always been around sports my whole life. And then I'm from Venezuela, so soccer and baseball are pretty big over there, so yeah.
All right, so I'm Adam. I own Top Shelf Roofing. So, you know, you have concrete, right? We stand on it, we use that, we have insulation. Well, I make something called hempcrete. And so we take the stalk of the plant, right? So bamboo is the easiest one to kind of focus on because you got this bamboo stalk, the outside layers, you rip them off, right? That's your fibers. And then the inside stuff, the fluffy stuff and a little bit of particles in there, that's the hurd. And that's the stuff that I play with. So there is no getting high, no one's smoking it in the back room or anything else like that. We're literally building with it and kind of changing the world. My name's Adam Schaub. I'm from, originally Houston, Texas, but I got some land in Terrell. And I own a roofing company, but we're focusing on sustainable building materials. I'm after a compostable shingle that, as opposed to throwing it away, I can grind it up and put it in somebody's front yard. I have 3 kids, 2 daughters and a son. Family life is insane. For fun, paddleboarding, fishing. I say hunting, I got land and stuff, but like the amount of hunting that actually happens there is more like, we have guns and stuff and we shoot them, but a lot of my motivation, I would say, comes from my eldest daughter. So my eldest daughter had a brain aneurysm. After long-term care, I mean, she requires 24-hour care. The longer it goes on, the fewer nurses are able to be there at these different points in time, and I just want to make sure that it's all taken care of. So that's kind of what gets me into it. And so that's kind of my focus. It can replace everything, but you know, they're talking about keeping things simple, and the most simple thing I could possibly do is take one of my block designs and go for it. And so I'm gonna go for it. You know, what?
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Why did you want to be an entrepreneur?
I super ADHD. I couldn't work for anybody. I'm completely. I'm great at getting fired. I'm fantastic at it, in fact. But so the only person that hasn't fired me yet, you know what I mean, is this guy right here.
For those of you that don't know me already, my name's Star. I own the Ice Trough. My name's Star Giles. I'm the owner and founder of the Ice Trough LLC, and we are based out of Utah. My business is a flavored soda and shaved ice venue trailer. We specialize in the venues, but we also do day-to-day sales. So we do everything from corporate events, state fairs, county fairs, birthday parties, family reunions, anything that is a big event like that, you name it, we're probably gonna be there. I'm a mother of 3. Aside from, you know, that being a full-time job in itself and starting a business in itself, I actually build and drive demolition derby cars. That is my #1 hobby besides softball. So that takes up a lot of my time during the summer. Other than that, I am actually writing a book right now for kids and people going through child abuse and survivors, and that's probably my whole pastime is being a mom and starting a business and writing a book and healing. That's my biggest thing, is when I can help people, I try to do my best to help people. I didn't really necessarily per se choose to be an entrepreneur. Sorry. I grew up around a lot of abuse. My parents were extremely abusive. I went through sexual abuse until I was 8 years old. I actually, at 9 years old, got to meet President Bush's wife because they used my case in a study to make it so repeat offenders had harsher sentences in prison. In 2017, I found out that he got released from prison. And by then, I had one little girl and another little girl on the way. He had taken a lot of my life, so it was kind of my job to make sure that he didn't do the same things to them. I don't know if anybody here has been a single parent before, but the challenge is, especially for me coming from a home of abuse, that I don't have a mom that I can call and ask for milk. I don't have a sister that can watch my child. And basically, I kind of had to do something to keep myself busy enough that we can freaking do it. Like, it's not impossible. Like, my whole life, I waited, and I was like, when am I gonna get a break? Yeah. When is it gonna stop? Exactly. And it never did, and it never did, and it never did, and it never did, and it just got harder and harder and harder. Today's been a really emotional day for me. Getting in my own way, I'm sure, you know, we're all nervous. But, you know,
going from having to eat butter out of the tub for food to being here and having this possibility comes with a lot of guilt. I feel guilty that I'm here.
Well. Come on in. Welcome. Come on in. Come on in.
My cousin started running marathons a couple years ago, and he got this coach who would give him this shirt that would say teamwork with the O missing, so it kind of looked like a cool tech startup kind of thing. So I go, man, I keep seeing your post with this teamwork shirt. Like, I want one. He's like, what do I do? He's like, well, you just got to get this trainer. So I'm like, give me his information. You know what I mean? Because like, I just wanted to, because every time he was I wanted to be part of it, because every time he was posting with a teamwork shirt, he's like, okay guys, I did my first marathon, I'm not training for a triathlon, I never thought I could do it. So I'm seeing this and the shirt looks cool, and like your merch is dope, right? It's fire. So I'm like, if there was a cool thing where it's like, hey, if you refer someone, you get free swag, and now people are posting in the swag, people are gonna be like, yo, where'd you get that swag? And maybe that opens up the door to conversation of like, about you. So that's an interesting idea.
That's good. I did this just for me. It's just the branding. Fitness is what you look like.
This community is huge.
It's an army though. It's an army.
That's a huge thing for a lot of people.
You don't always have to give the coupon to the person for the referral fee. You can do other like clever things with referrals, like, hey, what I'm going to give you is the gift of a membership. Go bring in somebody else that you know that has this problem, and they can come in for free because of you, right? Right? Because then that's where you tap into that word of mouth.
I did actually do that with my one-to-one clients, where I would give, if they gave me a referral, I would give not both. I would give the new person a week free because my
Okay, so that's what, yeah.
It was like a monthly plan, so everyone paid for a full month in advance.
Yeah, you're playing into that. That's awesome. Lower that barrier of entry as much as you possibly can. Right, whether it's from financial side or they have, going somewhere, whatever the barrier of entry is into your product, lower that as like low as humanly possible.
Because again, it goes back to what you're saying. You're making the customer the hero.
Yep.
It's like
the hero of their story.
The hero of their story. Like, hey man, I'm gonna refer you to this thing. You're gonna get a discount. So they're gonna be like, thanks man, you got me this thing. So now it's like, I get a cheap way of doing a good thing for a friend.
Hi, my name is John Beal. I'm from Snohomish, Washington, and my company I'm representing here is Green Dot Concrete. Green Dot Concrete is a small batch concrete business. We specialize in loads under 4 yards and U-Cart trailers that customers can pick up and pour their own concrete on their own projects. And it's a niche market in our area and it's growing rapidly. Yeah, so I'm actually a retired professional off-road motorcycle racer. I did that from 2001 through 2010 for a job, primary income. And had other businesses on the side, but when I retired, I decided I would focus on some other businesses. And obviously, I still race motorcycles, still do it professionally, just not for a job anymore. And I play baseball. Have a fiance that has 2 kids, and that's busy. And a farm in Snohomish where we grow Christmas trees and generally have a good time. So there's a lot going on.
Hi, my name's Phil Frisch. I'm the founder and CEO of Bunny Tree Games, LLC. My company is focused on making Tempest revolutionary playing cards. What we tried to do is re-engineer a playing card deck to be a visual aid for students and teachers, specifically targeted towards homeschoolers and parents, and basically just to make a fun way to make science and math subjects more fun and entertaining. I I'm constantly juggling my career as a chemist as well as being a full-time father and, trying to be an entrepreneur as well. Doing all three is always a balancing act, but my family is most important to me. I do enjoy playing video games from time to time. I would say that's always been my favorite pastime since I was a small child, but, nowadays it's just teaching my child as much as I can and having fun while doing it.
Storytelling and branding for early stage ventures. Day 2, let's get her going.
Today's world, there's so much noise out there where it's not just about getting your brand out there. It's about telling it in a good story.
In the world we live in now, there's so much competition and we're constantly bombarded with brands everywhere and options to shop everywhere. You have to somehow find a way to break through and get a person's attention.
Storytelling and branding are sisters. You'll hear pitch and you might think that this is like a Shark Tank class, but pitching like Shark Tank is done like maybe once every 3 years in entrepreneurship. You want to know what real entrepreneurship is like is pitching 2-ish times per hour, every hour of your entire day. It's just in different modalities.
Pitching is way more than simply asking for money. You're trying to attract a client base, you're trying to get that customer. It's much more than an investment opportunity.
Basically, every time you interact with another human being, it's a pitch.
You go to the bank and you ask for a loan, you have to pitch them, you have to convince them that your business is good enough for them to hand you a chunk of money. If they don't think that it's relevant, they're not going to do it.
It's in a Q&A session sitting across the table from a woman that you want a partnership with. It's on a phone call with a new sale. It's in the form of an FAQ questions that you're writing and getting out into the masses. And so what we have to get really good at is understanding that all those little pitches in all the different forms, when we walk up to a teller and ask to speak to the manager, when we meet with one of the other people here at lunch and we're trying to kind of get our point across, we need to get the other person to resonate with us quickly. So there's this concept called the presenter's problem. I've also heard referred to as the presenter's dilemma.
You speak at this high level of expertise, but the majority of people that you're speaking to don't know what the hell you're talking about, so it kind of goes over their head.
So if I'm talking about dogs, for instance, and I'm talking about grooming and the technical aspects, you as an individual, I have to bring that to you in layman terms. A lot of the times we don't, because we're so excited about what we're doing that the passion shines through and we forget who we're talking to.
So this is the reality of how a new person will be interpreting your new ideas. Some of y'all are really bad at reading the room.
You got to read the room. Like, you got to know who's in the room. You got to immediately find out who's making all the decisions.
You need to be able to walk in, and if a guy's super high level, you need to read him and hit him with that high level intensity.
Room could be a Twitter account. The room could be a 200-person group. The room could be a one person in a Q&A session sitting across the table in a conference room with someone. The room is a metaphor, but you need to be able to read the room. Now, when we're talking about branding, the very first thing that we have to kind of get across is a brand is not a logo. A logo is in the tool belt of a brander, but it's just that. It's one of the many tools that we use.
My definition of branding is so much more than your logo. It's so much more than what you offer. It is what you stand on and your values and morals.
It's not just the words, it's not just telling people what you are, but it really stands for everything that you are now, everything that you created, and everything that you're essentially trying to be.
The logo is cool, but that doesn't get people to do roofs. It's the person I am, it's the person I talk to, it's the experience.
A brand is how we feel about the business. Classical conditioning. The original Pavlov is a psychologist. And to remind any of y'all what this is, I know some of you guys understand this, but let's do a little reminder. He would have this experiment where he had all these dogs and he could train them to salivate in various ways. So what he would do is he would ring a metronome and then give a dog a treat. And eventually, after a large enough sample size, what would then start to happen is he'd ring the metronome, the dog would start to salivate knowing that she was going to get a treat, and then get the treat. And then it went metronome, salivate, treat. Metronome, salivate, treat. And then eventually he took away the treat and just was the metronome. So metronome, salivate. Metronome, salivate. And this is the concept of classical conditioning. We can, through the drip, drip, drip of associated trainings, teach at a subconscious level our customers' brains into changing their perception, aka their reputation, of how they think and feel and talk about us. And so this is why we cartoon characterize ourselves and use the concept of classical conditioning to drip, drip, drip them that cartoon character until we're so fucking unforgettable that not only do they buy from us religiously, but they are more likely to be evangelists of what we do, and they will spread the word.
I would say the most important branding aspects for a small business, presence.
The most important branding assets for our small business, we have inspirational, emotional side to some of our stories on social media.
My biggest takeaway from today's class was actually how to simplify everything. Like my logo right now, you would never look at my logo and be like, oh my gosh, that's flavored soda and shaved ice. They would be like, what the hell is that?
I had an aha moment when we were talking about the presenter's problem, because I realized I am such an expert in my field. I've been doing it for 20 years, that when they were talking about all the things that is in the presenter's problem, I realized that I do all of those.
I thought the class was awesome today.
So what did you think of class today?
Well, it was awesome and got me thinking about my business, obviously, and my team and how I can nurture and support them. But obviously, knowing what it is that you do and what your product is, it got me thinking for an idea for a collab for us.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and just kind of like a marketing and storytelling avenue for you, if you will.
I'm Marissa Delhay from Hooksett, New Hampshire. I'm the sole founder of the Teach at Home Mom. The Teach at Home Mom is the parent company for the Teaching Tote, and a Teaching Tote is a rental box full of everything that you need to play and learn about a topic for 2 entire weeks. So we're about to celebrate 6 years in business. Over the course of that time, it's pretty much just been me operating locally and in the hyper-local nature of the business, but then also the excitement and traction that's come from it, not just locally, but nationwide. So decided to scale the business by training people in other locations to do what I do and be me elsewhere. When I'm not being the teach-at-home mom creator of the Teaching Tote, I'm being the teach-at-home mom, the teach-at-home mom. And what I mean by that is that when I became a mom 10 years ago, I never called myself a stay-at-home mom. I always called myself a teach-at-home mom, because that's what I feel we do. Parents are the first and most important teacher in a child's life. And so when I'm not working the biz, I'm folding laundry, I'm doing dishes, I'm teaching the kids to do those things and playing with them. And you know, they're my big focus right now. I have 2 full-time jobs. It's my kids and it's my business. So that's what I like to do, and so that is what I do.
These cards of yours, Senor, would be perfect for my team. And what I wanted to kind of pitch to you was how you would feel, depending on what your price point is and how much flexibility you have for doing like a social media influencer type situation. I don't know if you'd be comfortable with exchanging product for marketing.
I would absolutely exchange product for marketing.
My name is Nick Glassett. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm a bounce house entrepreneur and YouTuber. I have the biggest bounce house and waterside rental business in my area. So I started the YouTube side just because I like to teach more people things and I like to mentor people. It kind of ended up exploding within that area, and that's led me to other opportunities. So now I'm looking to manufacture, I've got other sponsorships and other opportunities that are coming my way. And so I just want to see if I can branch out and be bigger than just my regional area. I've got 2 children and a wife, right? So my wife, Michelle, and I, we have a little boy who's about to be 9 and then a 4-year-old little girl. I love to exercise. I love to run, especially I love to run. So does my wife. She's a big exerciser. And then I coach my little boy's soccer team. And then I have like this weird thing where I like walk him to the bus stop every day. So Boston, my 9-year-old boy Boston goes to the bus at 6:50 and I walk him, bus picks him up. And then I take our little girl at 7:45 to the bus. And then he's old enough I don't get him off the bus, he just walks home. But then I always get my little girl off the bus too. And like I make time in my day no matter what to take them to the bus.
Hi, my name is Robert Williams, aka Mr. Salt and Pepper Pappy. The name of my company is the Switch Up ATL. It is a gaming food truck. I'm originally from Youngstown, Ohio, and I currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia. So my company, we are a gaming food truck. We cook all of our food fresh. So I mean, while you're waiting for your food for 10 or 15 minutes, you know, you can play video games while you are waiting for your food. So I mean, we travel all over Atlanta. We do all types of bookings, festivals, birthday parties, whatnot. Wherever I get booked, that's where I'm gonna pull up and make my money. Outside of me being an entrepreneur, I work in healthcare IT. In the daytime, the company I work for, we process healthcare payments. I'm a lead developer. So outside of that, I'm in a relationship back at home. So I mean, I have 2 dogs. And I like to travel, and I just like to enjoy life. And I'm 33. You know, I don't have any kids or anything like that. So I'm just enjoying life. That's pretty much it.
All right, for today's exercise, we are going to be presenting the idea introduction pattern by Oren Klaff. You'll have 15 minutes to put this all together. Quite frankly, you won't even need that. Take as long as you want, I dare you. All right, get out of here.
Right off the bat, it sounded super easy. And I thought, okay, well, this is a great challenge for someone who struggles with being concise. I can at least do this.
It's not really your elevator pitch. It is pitching a product or service and pitching it in a way that anybody can understand in layman's terms. I think my sister Mary did so well.
We have something for medical providers who are dissatisfied with their current jobs or are unable to break into the medical aesthetics industry. Smiley Aesthetics offers the opportunity to enter the field of medical aesthetics as a business owner.
So for anyone who's wanting to participate in an outdoor winter activity who finds that purchasing and storing the necessary equipment is just way too expensive or cumbersome, Valley Mountain Wear offers outerwear rental services that are accessible, convenient, and affordable.
Not Your Average Cleaning Co. Natural Disinfectant is for the customer looking to be more mindful on how they care for their family in their home and are dissatisfied with the over-exaggeration and overuse of toxic ingredients and chemicals. Our disinfectant provides a simple, safe, yet still has the muscle to disinfect and clean your surfaces properly.
For customers shopping elevated hair services in the Las Vegas area who are dissatisfied with the inconvenience of current scheduling methods, my product is an accessible online booking system that retains my client's visual aesthetic in social and professional spaces.
For customers that are looking for gift items that are sustainably sourced and are tired of big box retailers that sell mass-produced items made overseas, my shops provide a wide variety of gifts sourced entirely from small American businesses in small batches.
For those homeowners out there that are dissatisfied with inside air pollution, as well as heating and AC bills, my product is a hemp block insulation that provides clean air and energy savings from not needing to run AC and heat all year.
Teaching totes are for families and groups like homeschool co-ops, child care providers, scout troop leaders, looking to facilitate a play-based learning environment while cutting down on clutter, saving on their budget, and reducing their environmental impact by renting rather than buying toys and other materials.
Actually, this was a task that was pretty easy for me in terms of the other aspects of business that kind of intimidate me. Talking about what it is that I came up with and what I do is invigorating for me. So I was excited that that was the topic today.
I think my pitch went well, but I think because of the framework was so transparent, I think we were set up for success and it was vastly successful.
The Pole Barn Grill, we're here to indulge in people who intentionally select the ingredients they put in their bodies. Our restaurant is a scratch establishment that provides a local gathering place designed to entice the adventurous and a place for the palate to grow.
Boutique owners, tired of dishing out hundreds to maintain a beautiful website, maybe even the one we built you? Well, we now offer a monthly Glow Up, which is a beautiful homepage and marketing graphic pack.
For top producing millionaires dissatisfied with the knowledge that once they retire, their income and lifestyle goes away, my idea is a real estate private equity firm that allows high net worth individuals to passively invest their wealth in real estate and predictably double their net worth every 5 years.
Our business is for overwhelmed, working moms, dads, exhausted caretakers that are currently facing challenges with a loved one that has been diagnosed with autism, who are dissatisfied that the rate of the autism diagnosis is increasing. My services provide a holistic educational approach that addresses the mind, body, and soul.
Storytelling and branding is so important because especially in today's world, there's so much noise out there where it's not just about getting your brand out there. It's about telling it in a good story, something compelling that's going to get people to click on your website.
They essentially are going to be re-explaining their business 1,000 different times to 1,000 different people, and everybody understands it differently or cares about different things. So to be able to adapt to whoever you're talking to explain your business so they understand it quicker is really important.
Unlike traditional insulation that lights up like a match, my product is fire resistant. 4,000 degrees, 5 hours straight won't burn through 4 inches of this material.
Unlike throwing away money on gear that you have to purchase, store, and then lug around, Valley Mountain Wear Rentals saves you 90% of the cost and 100% of the hassle.
Unlike the intricate salon websites available, my product is easy and user-friendly.
And unlike over-the-counter meds and allergies and vitamins, the combination of our sea moss and elderberry syrup would change the lives of any allergy and sinus sufferer because it doesn't have any additives or preservatives to give the body its highest potency of helping to heal itself.
This service is super affordable, easily customizable to your brand, and still leaves your website with that highly sought after hot mess quality and shine.
So unlike other marketing firms, we consult with our clients one-on-one to offer those tailored, specialized luxury marketing plans at affordable pricing options, such as our new popular marketing retainers that we offer at a monthly fee. The pitch, I think, went pretty okay. We have an incredible group of folks in there, so all the entrepreneurs are so talented and so intelligent and great at their business that it's definitely stiff competition, but I was proud of my pitch today.
It really got my competitive juices flowing.
I'm gonna have to redo everything that I already did.
I don't lose well, so yeah, I plan to win. We're all on the edge of our seats.
This is a little brutal, but it's all good.